Good morning, everyone. Brian here again with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I have for us the review of the Atari VCS 2600 homebrew prototype game, Donald Duck's Speedboat. Now, it was developed by Suki Lee and Dave Jolly for Atari Inc. or Atari Incorporated in 1983. It was originally going to be called Donald Duck's Regatta instead of Donald Duck's Speedboat, but they changed it. Anyway, it's kind of an interesting one. It was supposed to be part of the children's line of games. Let's see, there was the Sorcerer's Apprentice or whatever with Mickey Mouse and some others. And, well, although it may have been caught up in the 1983 industry and market crash for video games at that time, it's actually not entirely well understood why this one wasn't released. Anyway, it probably is kind of a shame it wasn't. I mean, back then, especially the early 80s and all, the original Disney characters, the original lineup like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and all, were still pretty popular characters, and yeah, this could have been a very good idea had it gone through. A little adjustment there. But unfortunately it didn't, so. And actually it's a pretty fun little game. It's basically you're Donald Duck in a speedboat, and you're trying to race as fast as possible across to the finish line while avoiding as many obstacles as you can. It's a pretty simple concept, but it's one, okay, with kids, you could just take it slow and easy and not worry about your score and all. With adults, you can speed through it as fast as you want. So yeah, it's one of those that would have held a bit of cross appeal to whoever played it. So anyway, I don't want to sit here and talk about it for too terribly long. So I'm not sure if there were ever any reproduction copies or anything made of it yet. I haven't found any. So far, it's available as a digital game ROM download. I'm pretty sure from most sources free since it's an unreleased prototype. And that's how I have it. Again, what I showed for the announcement post is generally just either a mock-up of what the game box and all would have looked like, generally speaking, front and back, or there was an unreleased prototype box for it that was created, though the game went unreleased, so it could also have been an image of that. I'm not entirely certain which one. Anyway, I've got the digital download the game ROM available here on my Hyperkin Retron 77 emulation hardware clone console. So I'm going to get us fired up with that, and we're going to go ahead and take a look into the gameplay. Okay, so here we go with the gameplay for Donald Duck Speedboat Atari VCS 2600 prototype game. Here in prototypes, I've got set up here. Okay, I'm going to set the skills to B because I'm not sure if they changed anything or not. I wasn't able to find any real directions on this one. And there are about 6 different game variations. Basically, you just use your joystick to move, and you press the button to increase your speed. You score points for the more fast you go and all, and really, one thing about this game is you only really earn points for moving while you have the button pressed, so. Here's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Donald's nephews, as another obstacle. Interestingly. You can back up if you need to. You cannot die in this one as well. Who would want to be responsible for murdering Donald Duck? The obstacles just happen to slow you down some. And on the first one, doesn't take long. Let's see, and then Huey, Dewey, and Louie, once you finish, will pull a trophy showing how well you did. In this case, silver, so I did about medium level. You can, if you do worse, you can also get bronze, or you can get gold too for doing excellent. Okay, we'll go ahead and try game variation 2, since why not? Basically, as far as I know, the only thing that really changes is the layout. And the courses tend to get a bit longer. And of course you have to hit an obstacle. You can't back up unless you do hit an obstacle, so. Well, let me get through going that way, so what am I going to do here? Well, I'm definitely going to get bronze on this one for sure, I would imagine. Whirlpools, rocks, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie are all, and not to mention fish like this here, are all part of your obstacles in the course, so. Donald does look pretty good and it sounds pretty good. It's actually a bit of a loud game. I've got the volume turned down to 11 here because it's loud enough. You probably wouldn't be hearing me too well if I had it turned up much more. Whereas oftentimes I'll play these with a setting where I've got on like at least 16 I mean, so. Right, now this one's something of a longer course than number 1. Huh, still got silver. And Huey, Dewey, and Louie look pretty good. I always remember pink as a color for one of them. I forget which one's which. Rather than, usually recalled it being red, but we'll try number 3. And that color blue and that color green are a bit off, but still, they've got it pretty well on here. At least it's not a terrible example of what they... I mean, it's a reasonable approximation of what these characters, what we know them to look like. Donald does kind of have that dead-eye kind of look like. You know, his eyes look like there's nothing going on upstairs. Looks empty. Okay, so in this case I've got to take the whirlpool section by going under, I guess, maybe. Or going through this way. With each of these, you really just have to figure out how the course is plotted out to get through it the quickest, so. Just basic steering mostly. And like I said, you don't get anywhere without, in terms of points, without having your button pressed to have your engine revving at top, so. Of course, it wouldn't be much of a speedboat game one way or the other if part of your objective were not to go through it as quick as you can manage to, so. What's the fun of having an operating speedboat if you're not going to go fast? So yeah, I can see where this would have been a pretty fun kids game, and it's got some elements with a little bit of racing to it. That'd be fun for adults too. Like I said, if you really wanted to just blow through it and are pretty good at it. Obviously, I'm not the best, but I managed to make do, I guess. The whirlpool parts like that can be a bit tricky, at least I found them to be, so. Sometimes you can get by on top, sometimes on bottom, it just depends. Obviously, the obstacles don't change a whole lot. Just how many of them you have to get through and where they are, I guess. And again, silver. Okay, we'll go ahead and try 4. Only got 2 more after this, so why not go ahead and try them all? I don't think even with that, this video will run for too terrible long at one time. Not sure that I've yet to find my way to getting one of the gold trophies from the end of the race, but I've done okay. Hey, silver is, let's see, 2nd place. That's not too bad. This particular course is turning out to be fairly smooth for being 4. Again, I couldn't really find any instructions for this one, even through AtariH.com, so I'll tell you how much of an unreleased prototype it would have been anyway. And again, still silver. Okay, here we go with 5. Controllers wanted to give me a little bit of trouble with trying to turn upwards some, so here we go. Come on. And there are the nephews again. And again, silver. Okay, so now we'll try variation 6, the final one. Oops. Besides looking pretty decent, this one also sounds pretty much like what we would probably be expecting, or close enough to it, so... And it's pretty fun. I mean, you can enjoy racing around on this one for a while without having a big problem. Especially once you kind of get more of the course layout down and know where to go and what to do. It's not that tough. Oh, come on. Should have tried going through top to start with. Oh well. I've seen with the whirlpool stuff, you usually are better off trying to go through the top of it than the bottom section, but it varies. Sheesh, number 6 is a bit of a long one. Well, not super long, but still long enough. Darn it. And again, still silver trophy, despite the fact I got 160,150 points. Oh well. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you guys have a good idea of the gameplay by now. After all, that was all 6 variations. Okay, so that was Donald Duck's Speedboat. A 1983 Atari VCS 2600 prototype game, which went unreleased. I do kind of agree with the opinions I've seen that if this had been released back then as part of their children's game lineup and all, you know, with Donald Duck and Huey, Dewey, and Louie and all, and a little game where you can speed through as fast as you like with Donald and his speedboat, yeah, that would have probably been a pretty nice release and probably would have gotten that series of games up to a point of being a bit... they did okay, but they would have probably done a bit better with some titles like this. And with the 6 different variations on gameplay, that's not a huge degree of variety, but it's enough to be entertaining, so I say it's pretty decent. I do have a few recommendations and links for you guys from my preferred YouTubers. The worst player in the world playing games, Atari Man 71. He has it along with 2 or 3 others. I think it's right there in the middle. In a review video. Mr. Venom 1974. It's in German, so, but the gameplay is still good, so, and you can possibly turn on captions and all. Epic Game, Greg Degg Games, and High Retro Game Lord. They all have some nice videos featuring this game, so I will go ahead and leave recommendations and links to those for you guys, as well as leave a link to the article AtariProtos.com has on this one. As for how you can get it, I'm not sure, but obviously you helped me put together this little collection of Atari VCS 2600 game ROMs for my Hyperkin Retron 77 emulation hardware clone console. Found it, and so I'm not entirely sure where you would look with this one, but I'm pretty sure being an unreleased prototype game, it's probably not going to cost you anything. It'll probably be free, and there are probably multiple sources where you can find a digital download of the game ROM. So feel free to search that and go ahead and check it out if you would like to. I would recommend it because it's a pretty nice little game. Big shout out to my Atari 2600 Facebook group. Love you guys over there, and hopefully this upload won't take too long to come down for you guys to get it. The weather's been nice here, so it probably won't be too bad. Keep your eyes peeled, as I'll have the announcement post up here on my YouTube, on my Facebook and Twitter feeds for what this next Wednesday's upcoming Atari 5200 original library game review will be coming up. So keep an eye out for that one. I pretty much have it picked out, just am going to announce it a little later. In the meantime, if you enjoy my channel's content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and please don't hesitate to leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down in the comment section below. You guys take care, have a wonderful Sunday, and hopefully I will see everyone back here again this coming Wednesday.